Alright, so I'm going to be showing how to replace the battery on this 14-inch M1 MacBook Pro. This model A2442, so they have the model number right there. Alright, so let's go ahead and open this up. Alright, so first we're going to be using a T5 or Torx 5 screwdriver, or sorry, not T5, P5 Pentalobe 1.2 screwdriver to remove all the screws from the bottom. Sorry, it's really late. I think it's like almost 3 a.m. right now. I was tired. I laid down. And then I set an alarm. And I woke up a million times to make this video because I have to have this done before 7 a.m. So anyways, remove all the screws. Keep them in order because they are different size, shape, and lengths. Put them flat. I do it by putting them flat side down like that on my desk in the pattern I remove them. So you got 4 going along the back, 4 going along the front. They are different size, shape, and length, so don't mix them up, okay? And yeah, all right. So the 4 along the opening of the MacBook are shorter. The ones along the back here are longer. Okay. Wow, this screw's stuck. I'm scared I'm gonna break my screwdriver. Oh shoot. I might have, let me, oh no, okay. I'm going to switch to use my other screwdriver bits because they tend to be stronger. So let me go ahead and use this guy here. Let's pop this out. Alright, I don't want to break off my screwdriver tips. Okay, jeez. I think it's coming out now, hopefully. I don't think that's normal. What in the world? Why is this screw so stuck in there? Okay, it was like so tight it was lifting up the thing. Alright, anyways, I'm going to switch back to my other bits. Alright, anyways, here you go. We're going to go ahead and open this up. There's going to be clips here, so pull up as close to the center as you can, just like that. Okay, we're going to go to the other side and do the same thing. Okay, I just get my fingers in under the cover and then push down with one finger while pulling up with the rest. Okay, there we go. Now that we got that, we're gonna grab in here, hold on to this, and we're gonna go ahead and push this down. I wrap my fingers over so it doesn't fall over, and we just slide it down. Actually, usually I have to slide one side then slide the other, but the whole thing slid down at once. All right. I think the customer said they had this MacBook just sitting for a long time, and because of that, the battery no longer holds a charge. They said they left it overnight charging, and nothing happened. So, yeah, we're replacing the battery in here. Okay, so we're going to have to now switch over to a T5, Torx 5 most likely. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, this is my first time swapping the battery on this specific model. But it basically looks about the same as the others. Okay, no, this is T3, sorry. The T5 one is underneath here. So actually, let me get a thumbnail of this there. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in. We're going to be using a T3 Torx 3 screwdriver, okay? And we're going to get these screws out. Again, keep all the screws in order because they can be different size, shape, and lengths. Even if they are the same size and lengths, I try and put back the same screw where I got it. Like even these two, I wouldn't swap them around. It'll be okay if you do that, but it's a good practice to kind of keep them all in order. All right, I'm going to get underneath here, pop that up. Okay, so this is the Touchpad Trackpad connector. We are going to have to peel up the adhesive here to move this out of the way when we go to replace the battery. So let's zoom in here. And we're going to just hold down this stuff here and peel this back, okay? Just like this, there we go. So now we have the adhesive removed there. The battery connector, there's 2 pieces we need to disconnect. So there's this little cable here. So we're gonna have to peel up that. Where did the, Oh, how did it just fall off? I don't know if the customer tried to remove this or what. This thing just completely fell off. So maybe they tried to remove it. We're going to flip this latch up here. Then we'll get underneath this cable and pull that out like this because that little latch came out. So basically I had to just grab and pinch the cable. All right, there's an adhesive here. We'll peel that back. Okay, and we're gonna have to switch over to the T5 Torx 5 screw for the battery tab here. Okay, undo that screw. Maybe that's why the cover was easy to get off, I don't know. Anyways, we're gonna pull this tab up. Okay, don't pull it too high because you don't want to end up breaking this off of the board. If you do that, I have no idea how you're gonna put that back. All right, we're gonna now have to remove the touchpad or trackpad, whatever you want to call it. There are 2 screws here, 2 screws here, one on either side, another 2 screws here, another 2 screws there. Again, keep all the screws in order. And you want to be very careful when removing the touchpad, trackpad, because there are little washers in there, and you don't want to have them fall anywhere that can short the computer or cause other damage. Okay. One other thing we can do, since we now have the battery disconnected, we can open up the MacBook, and then I'm just going to press and hold the power button for at least 15 seconds to drain any residual power. All right, this makes it a lot safer to work on. Usually the capacitors will hold some power still, and if you drop anything on the board without doing this, there's a good chance that you can fry something. All right, so take those extra seconds to just hold the power button down. Why not? And yeah, make it safer to work on. All right, so we got those 2 out. Or sorry, those 4. Let's go ahead and do the other 4 over here. This one, that one, this one. Alright, so now that we got all those screws out, you can carefully open up the laptop or MacBook and then hold this out of the way. Make sure the adhesive doesn't stick. Again, slowly grab the touchpad, trackpad. Don't flip it upside down. You see these, there's a washer here, here, little circle washers here and here, and then again, the oval ones here and here. Or I don't know if they're considered ovals, but whatever. Alright, I'll drop that down. Carefully open that up. Okay, this touchpad looks okay. I was trying to see if it needed some cleaning underneath. And here's the other part. Okay, this is going to be difficult for most people. You need a thin tool that you can get underneath the battery. I've heard some people use like floss or some kind of wire or something, but basically you have to get under here to scrape out the adhesive. Let me go grab my thin tool that I use for this. It's basically like a frosting spatula, small one, but actually it was used for like pharmacy, like scooping pills. It's much thinner so that it can get underneath those things. I actually got it on eBay cheap, but if you're looking for one, they do have some that are very similar, but you'd probably have to file it a little thinner. There are other tools you can use, but if you're going to use something else, be very careful that you don't puncture these batteries because you could start a fire. All right, let me go grab the tool. I'll be back. All right, so here's what I use, okay? It's this thin metal tool, all right? It's not a knife. It's not sharp, but it's super thin, okay? Also, it kind of helps to put kind of a little curve to it, so that way when you go in, it doesn't go up into the battery itself, okay? So, I'm assuming this is going to work like the other ones. Basically, get underneath, okay? But here, you can see, it's very deep down under here. So, it's going to be tricky, but that seems like that's the only way we can kind of get into this. So in this case, I might have to use the floss method. Let's see. We'll start with the center of the battery, because why not? It looks like there's a screw here. So let me take a look at the other battery. Yeah, we do need to take that screw out as well. And that looks like a T5, Torx 5 screw. So let's go ahead and pull that out. Okay, don't miss that one. All right, so the replacement battery has stretch release adhesive. This, I'm pretty sure it's like their foam adhesive where there's 2 layers and then basically you're just getting underneath the 2 layers and cutting through the adhesive. Okay, this one seems like it's going to be a huge pain because they have all these raised metal here. Okay, it's going to be worse than I thought, but here you can see from the other side of the touchpad there's like holes that you can kind of see the other side. So we're just going to push this into there slowly. Okay, this looks like they use some gooey adhesive here. Is there stretch release adhesive tabs that I don't know? I don't think so. Oh wait, there are. Oh man, did I just make my job way harder now? On the middle, I don't see how you would access any of those stretch release adhesives, but you see on the side here, okay, there's actual tabs there. So what we're gonna have to do is kind of use some tweezers and then probably some good needle nose pliers here to peel these out. So you see how they put this tab on the side here? Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna do the other ones. Okay, so I hope these are just stretch release adhesive. We're basically gonna have to get in there and then kind of pull it. Actually, I don't see how these will work well as stretch release, but let's see. Okay, I got one tab and we're gonna carefully, slowly pull. You want to be very careful because if this tears, then we're gonna have to try and remove it the difficult way. Okay, so you want to try and pull it as flat along with the battery as possible. Obviously the speaker's kind of in the way, but if we're slow, it should be okay. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and slowly, continuously pull, and I don't know if it tore. I think it did, and we're probably gonna be screwed there, but let's go ahead and do the next one. Oh my god, this is gonna be a nightmare, isn't it? They do these to try and make the stuff a little bit easier, but Apple never replaces just the battery. They replace the whole palm rest assembly, so it's very annoying. All right, anyways, now that we got that, we're gonna pull this. I believe it will help to kind of go slightly angled to one side like this instead of just straight back. Let's try that. And again, you want to go slow. Maybe I should go a little bit slower just to make sure it survives. You want to be careful not to hit the other adhesive one because then it'll just get stuck on it. Again, I'm trying to go slow. Let's try going to the other angle now. Yeah, see how long the adhesive is? Now we're pulling it out. So the other one definitely, oh, did it break again or did it come out completely? I don't know. All right, so we're gonna have to do that with all of these. If you don't wanna like watch this and you just wanna start doing it now, yeah, you can just fast forward over this or you can just follow along, slowly peeling it and hoping yours doesn't rip up like mine did. Okay. Oh my god, the speaker's in the way so much. I don't know about this, man. Okay. I swear Apple probably did this on purpose so that you're more likely to just destroy this and then you're stuck forever. But we're gonna try and slowly peel this. And I feel like it's tearing already. So this, there's no way. Okay, I'm gonna use this other tool, this rounded one that's less sharp, and I'm gonna push it as I pull, and hopefully that can help me pull it. You see this? Pulling like this. If you have a more flat one, you can probably do this with like a credit card or something, okay? So while you're pulling on it, just like push down and out like this. So basically what you're doing is you're trying to keep it flat with the battery. You're trying to avoid just pulling it up. So what I'm doing is I'm pulling this up, but then I'm using that stretched out and the gap to push down and then pull it towards the speaker, okay? Hopefully you get the idea. Let me zoom in, maybe you can kind of see a little bit better what's going on here. Okay, so while I'm pulling this, I'm pushing this down and towards the speaker to try and keep the adhesive flat. I should have done that with the first one. I didn't think of that earlier. Also, again, like I said, you can use something like a small credit card, maybe, to try and do this. Whatever you have that's wide, somewhat wide, about the width of the strip and not sharp and flat, okay? That can also fit in this gap and allow you to push it like this. Okay, so just slowly continue doing this. Sorry, again, this is new. I've never worked on this model for removing the battery before. I'm actually surprised that the battery on this is already dead. So yeah, it's, again, most likely they had it drained completely to zero, and then after that lithium batteries cannot physically hold charge anymore. So, and that sound is not scraping, it's me, it's the adhesive kind of rubbing against the edge of the battery as I do this. Okay, so continue. Wow, okay, there we go. And you can see actually the end of the adhesive is flat. So I might have broken it off on the two spots there. Alright, anyways, we're going to peel this one. I don't know what I'm going to do about this round one that I poked the adhesive. But I guess we'll find out. I might have to just slowly, carefully peel that. Okay, it's kind of hard to get in here. Okay, let's see, can I, oh, this one's too hard to pull out. Jeez. Apple definitely designed this not to be taken apart. Okay. But then they also designed it to be like, well, we tried to make it easy to take apart. All right, let's see. Why is this one not stretching it? They stuck too much without the stretchy part on top. Okay, now we kind of have access to that, and we're going to do the same thing. Okay, again, go slow. It's much easier to grab this with fingers. Don't rush it. I'm somewhat going kind of fast. It's better to go slow and not risk destroying the adhesive, okay? Like that, and then I'm going to move closer down to the adhesive and continue. I guess you could also probably use a popsicle stick here, just to make sure it doesn't have a splinter sticking out. Wider one will work better, maybe like a Haagen-Dazs kind of thing. And you could cut the end so instead of round, it's flat. But then make sure you don't poke it with the corner. You can sand down the edges if you want, just by using concrete or something. Just, yeah. So there's a lot of ways you can do this and tools you can make for doing this. But definitely this is much more of a pain than the old adhesive because there's no room to work here. Okay, so you can see how the battery pack is now coming up, and now it's easy to just pull. Okay, so there we go. That one's out. All right, I don't know what I'm going to do about the one down here now that it's stuck in there. I don't know if I can get under there. Usually I can kind of get under there. And let's see, because a little bit of the adhesive is there, so I can grab that maybe. Let's see. Oh man, it's Please don't get sucked in there. Oh my god, it's gonna get... I need like 2 of these tweezers, honestly. Let's see if I can kind of lift it with this and then get it with the tweezers. Oh man. Come on, come on. Okay. I think this is gonna work. Okay, get under there. Perfect. Okay, let's see if we can continue the stretch and pull. Oh yes. Okay. I got lucky. A little piece of it was still sticking out. Okay, now I can grab it with my fingers. And we'll continue this nonsense. Okay, we got to the portion where it tore. This method. Okay, very annoying. I'm trying to do it faster. I'm tired. I need sleep. There we go. Okay, I think I got lucky that the other one came out completely. All right, let's go on to the other side. It's taking much longer than I anticipated. Okay, so same thing. Again, if you don't care to follow along, there's no point kind of watching this portion. Just, you know how to do it now. So, all right, we're gonna try and get under here, peel that out. Maybe they have some kind of flat tweezers to do this easier. I don't know, instead of using these pointy ones that I'm using. Okay. Push it down. Oh. Come on, man. Actually, can I stick this on it? That works. You see that? Now I actually stuck it to my flat tool, and that makes it so I can pull it up easier. Okay, there we go. Grab that, and now use that to help push it down and stretch it out. Grab closer. That helps. Makes it much easier. Okay. Closer. Get in there. I'm scared to just keep pulling without pushing this because I don't want it to tear again. I'm wondering where they're hiding the tabs for the middle one. Okay. Oh, come on. Oh no. What is it? Why did... What? Okay. Alright, we'll get in here again. Peel this up. Peel that back. Let's again try and use this. Oh, what am I even looking at? Okay. Then stick that on and hope that this will let me release it. Uh-oh, it's falling in there. Okay, I need to peel it further down. There we go, and hopefully now. Geez, why is this one not coming out? I guess we do need to use the needle nose pliers to kind of roll it. There we go. And now, okay, grab the adhesive and do that. Closer again. I'm getting better at this. Now that we peeled it up, it's easier so we can... Okay, once you get to the edge, it lifts the battery slightly. That makes it easier. Okay. Jeez, this is such a pain. Let's zoom out a little so you can see a little more, because I have it further back here. So annoying. So annoying. Do they really need to stick these tabs down with something? They could have just left it, right, as a flap. It's stuck down on the battery too much on this one. Okay, maybe this will... Okay, that's a little bit easier just poking at it. There we go. Okay. They must have some special tweezers for this at Apple. I don't know. Okay, this guy, come on. Oh no, I bent the battery a little. It's stuck in there so much. Uh-oh, is it tearing? Don't tear, please. This one is, they wrapped it too low, so the plastic portion is under the battery as well. It's making it so this doesn't want to come out. Did that work? Okay. That kind of worked. Come on, don't tear, please. And actually, I think it, see, the tape portion they put too far underneath. There we go. Now it's coming up. Alright. This is so annoying. Okay. Down, and the same thing. Okay, that might be enough that I can just keep pulling. Tear. Okay. Next one. Need some special pliers for this kind of thing to make it easier. Alright, we're gonna peel this back. And again, be careful, you don't want to puncture the battery. But oh my god, make this so difficult. It's unnecessarily difficult. Okay. way so I can grab it. Okay. And pull on this and hope it doesn't tear, and then try and push this down so that we can stretch this. And it did tear a little, so I have to be extra careful. Uh-oh, don't tear, please. Okay. Pull out and pull up. Oh no, don't fall in, please. Okay, there we go. Got a better grip now, we should be okay. Do this. Right. I think we're good now. Alright. No, are you kidding me? I should have just done it the slow way. Okay, we got this. Get this underneath. I'm gonna now just pry it slowly. And we have no other access to that. There we go. That's working. Oh, let me zoom out. Oh, actually both of them tore and stuck? Interesting. Okay. That's what I get for trying to do it fast, see? But luckily it separated enough of the adhesive that I could pull that out. Alright, what else do we got here? So we got the these little 4 on the sides out. Now, how do we access the adhesive tabs here? I honestly don't see any tabs. What about from this side? Are there? Ah, okay, I see what's going on here. They made little holes here so we can access the tabs from here. Oh no, I probably made my job terrible now. Okay, well, I know for next time we can peel this up slowly. Okay, and once you get that, we can kind of grab it with the needle nose pliers here. Actually, no, we don't need the needle nose pliers. That's going to end up puncturing it. So here, okay, you can see it's stretching, and we're going to go this way. So just keep doing this. I guess try not to rush, because if it messes up, then you're going to be screwed. So there we go. Again, I did screw up by pushing the tool through here, and I chopped up some of this adhesive. We'll see how that goes. But sorry if my head gets in the way. I need an overhead view to be able to see. I don't know if it's actually getting in the way or not, but again, there's no reason for them to adhere these tabs down that make it way more difficult to get out. But okay, there we go. Slowly. I think this is the one that I accidentally tore. Oh, actually, it goes down the little edge there. Okay, so the replacement adhesive, it's just regular strips here. So I'm not going to have as nice, clear of a view over. And I think the adhesive is going to come here. I think I need some better needle nose pliers that are designed for this kind of job. Okay. Try and push it. Go. Oh, this is the one I destroyed. So, slowly, carefully. I'm going to try and push the battery down as I pull on this and see if that helps. Yeah. Well, we'll see. At least we can remove the other side, and then we can get underneath to kind of hopefully get it out. Okay. Peel this up. I didn't damage this side, so we're good. Good thing I only did it to one side and saw that it was a different kind of adhesive and stopped, because otherwise we'd be in bigger trouble here. Okay, I think there's another tab on either side. Sorry, I don't know what you guys can see here. Let me move this out of the way. Okay, I think there's another tab down here on either side. So let's go ahead and get under there. Yep. Okay, that one released. Hopefully this one will also. Here's that tab. Same thing. Okay. Now, oh, okay, actually it came completely out. Perfect. Now we can flip this over and it just falls out. All right, yep, we got all the adhesive off. Nice. So me trying to scrape through didn't cause any harm. You can see a little bit of this adhesive came out. Okay. The one thing you can see that happened from trying to scrape it versus peeling, it made this like bubbles here. This one I had to pry out and made that big bubble there. But yeah, all right, let's go ahead and get the replacement one. So the replacement came with their own stretch release adhesive tabs. Let's go ahead and open this thingy up. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna have the stretch release come through first, okay? So they just have these generic stretch release adhesive tabs. Okay, and the replacement battery here. So here's the replacement battery. Okay, looks like that. Okay, so we're most likely going to have to peel this off because we don't need it to be taped together like that. And it has the ribbon cable already, so we don't need to transfer that over. All right, so what we're gonna do to prep this, most likely the best way will be to stick the adhesive down first. So the longer ones will have to go here on the battery portions. All right, so basically if you stick it the same way, you wrap it around the side. So those we can do first, but these ones we'd probably want to do here first. Okay, so there's 4. I guess you just pick which 4 sides you want. We're probably gonna stick them this way, so that way they're all lined up the same. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll go ahead and peel one of these up. Let me see if I can center this better. I have to move the battery out of the way. Okay, so we'll zoom in here. Again, there's these 4 holes. That's what we're gonna line this up with, okay? And so let's go ahead and peel this. I'm gonna peel it backwards here so we can take this out like that. You see how it has that adhesive tab? Actually, am I doing it backwards? Because now it's gonna stick to the battery. Oh, okay, I guess we do have to stick it to the battery first. That's kind of annoying. All right, so we'll take the battery then. We'll peel off the clear film because you don't want it to stick to this foam or it's just going to tear it up. So we'll zoom out. And we'll just peel this off. Let me, I guess, move the MacBook out of the way. Okay. And we'll peel the clear film off. You want to roll it, don't pull it up, otherwise it will form those bubbles in this like I showed. I'm not sure why they put this clear film here. I don't know if maybe they expect people to leave it on. I don't know. But honestly, then you can't fit the thing in the computer properly. But this film, they kind of stuck it down hard. Man, this adhesive that they used is very aggressive. Oh, it's stuck to this thing. I gotta carefully peel this away. Very slowly and carefully peel that away. Okay, there we go. Continue peeling this. helps to kind of wiggle it like this, okay? All right, there we go. Okay, so for the adhesive, I guess we'll kind of line this up to see where it's going. And then you can go ahead and stick it down. I'm gonna make it to where it's easier to remove, not more difficult to remove. Okay, so we're gonna stick it further up. Line this, oops, let me see if I can show you. So I'll use this to kind of find where the hole is, and then I'm gonna make it so it wraps kind of on top of the battery more. I guess what you could do is you can just find the hole here, center it, and then stick it down on there. Okay, so just find this, stick it down, and then, oops, lift it up and wrap it around, and that's pretty much it. All right, we're gonna peel off the red ones later, but we need to get all these lined up first. So again, we'll start further back here. Okay, same thing, peel these off. And then we'll go this direction. This. Stick it down. Okay, make sure this doesn't touch the board because it's gonna make it really difficult. If you try and take it back out, you won't be able to reuse it. Okay, hopefully you guys get the idea what's going on there, and then these red tabs will be easy to peel off later. Just like that. Okay, try and keep it straight down the back of the battery. That, then smush it down, and there we go. So we got the whole the middle set up. We're gonna go under here. Okay, so now that we got that, first we want to actually check the placement fit. So everything looks like it'll be good. Okay, so when you go to drop this in, you got to make sure to get it in right the first time, because otherwise you're gonna have no adhesive to stick that down. Okay, so we got these here. We got to peel the red ones out. Just roll it back like that. Uh-oh. Why didn't it hold? Now it's going to have a lumpy adhesive under there because it stretches. Hopefully it won't have any issues with that. We're going to, again, roll it like that. Okay, I guess push it, make sure to push it down hard. All right, so there we go. We're going to get this. Again, you want to hold this up because once you drop it down, good luck getting that back up without losing the adhesive. Okay, so make sure that all fits. Make sure everything here is lined up. This tab also needs to be lined up. So you want to check that when you put this down, it's lined up there. Actually, this needs to go slightly downwards. Okay, that should be good. All right, we can go ahead and now stick that down. Okay, now for the longer tabs here. All right, same thing. Let me see, which way would I do this? So I'm gonna go this way. Okay, so we'll, same thing, peel these up. Okay. Then it's going to be easier sideways, won't it? Okay, so we'll go like this, then we'll stick that on there. We need to lift it up, so get under there, and then wrap this around, Okay, let's stick that down. Okay, make sure to stick it all the way down. We're going to have to do that with all of them. sure to stick it all the way down. There we go. Okay. Same thing. Actually, let me put a thing under there so it doesn't keep falling back down. It'll make it easier. Okay, stick that all down. And the last one for this side. Stick that all down. Make sure to push it down all the way. Okay. Then you can see it just drops in. Okay. So now we can lift it up and peel the red parts off. Try to make sure that it all sticks down. It's lifting itself off. The red release tabs aren't as good. Come on, there we go. Yeah, and it helps to kind of roll it off, but even then it's kind of, so you gotta kind of like push against it as you're rolling it down. Okay. Just like that. This battery replacement design is so annoying. Okay. There we go. Now that we got all of that, again, line this all up and push that down into place. All right, there we go. Now we gotta do the other side. I'm gonna flip it over just because it's easier for me to work in this direction. Get this thing back underneath there. Last one. All right, push that all down and then peel the red out. And line this all up, drop it down, stick it on. All right, should be good. Oops, I dropped some of these things. And now we're done securing the battery in place. All that's left to do is reattach the trackpad, touchpad. Okay, so we'll get back underneath here, lift that open, get the touchpad cable in. Okay, again, you don't want to flip the trackpad over because the washers will fall out. And we'll get all these screws back in. I'm holding the touchpad up against the palm rest assembly keyboard. Right, so I'm going to do that corner, and then we'll do this corner down here. Alright, now that we got those two, you can let go, drop it down, and we're not going to tighten this all the way, tighten it, and then undo it 2 turns. Okay, we're going to have to flip it over and line up the touchpad. Now let's go ahead and get all the screws in. Again, don't tighten it all the way because it wiggles around a lot and we need to align it first. Okay, let's also get the middle one here. I think this one helps you align this because once you check to make sure this is centered, sorry if my head's getting in the way, this can actually come down a little bit here, but there's nothing to grab. Okay, we can tighten this down. Alright, we're going to flip this over. Be careful not to get any of these cables damaged. So we'll flip this over. We don't want to stick the touchpad cable down, okay, because it will prevent us from, you see how much movement this has? Okay, so basically we want to kind of flatten that out. And you can just use tape. Usually I just use the battery thing that we peeled off. And you want to try and keep it flat because when you close the screen, it's going to touch it. So anyways, you can see we can use this to kind of move it around. And we're going to try and center it as much as possible. So it might be a little tricky for me because I'm not straight overhead and it makes it, I'm going to have to look over here and you can just stare at the back of my head. Okay. There we go. Then we just stick this down to keep it from rolling around or moving around. All right. It's very difficult to get it exactly, so we'll just get it as centered as much as you can and tape it down. And then we're going to go ahead and tighten this, and then tighten this, and then tighten this, and tighten this. Okay, now that we got all 4 corners tightened, we can open it. Peel this thing off and take a look at it to see if it looks straight enough. Okay, I think it's good. All right, so let's go ahead now, get all the screws tightened down, get everything reconnected, and we should be good to go. That was a huge pain. Definitely underquoted on this one. I didn't think it was going to be that annoying. But it is what it is. It's the price I pay for education. Alright, so there we go. We're going to go ahead and put back the battery's tab screw. Line that up and tighten that down. Okay, we have the little battery, flex cable here that we need to get back in. I'm going to flip it over because it'll be easier this way for me. Okay, and this doesn't have the little pull tab, so it might be a little tricky, but just line it up and get that in. Actually, that wasn't bad. Okay, and then hold that in place. Slide your finger over the latch, okay? Don't try and use some tool to flick it, because then you're going to end up breaking something. Get the touchpad cable, line that up. Okay, click it down. Zoom back out so you can see what's going on. Now, you just kind of work your finger down. And there we go. Okay, now we do have to put the one little thing back here. Switch back to the T3, Torx 3 screwdriver. Okay. And we'll get that in there. Okay, that one's in. Get the second one. There we go. Let's make sure it turns on before we put the bottom cover back in. On these, usually you gotta plug it in before it will come back on, so keep that in mind. Oh, the little fan rubber things, make sure you don't slide this around on your table or desk, because the rubber pieces will just catch on there. If we try and power it on, most likely it's not gonna do anything right now. We usually have to plug it in first. I don't have the M2 or MagSafe 3 charger, so I'm going to use USB-C. Alright, should be able to charge it up with the USB-C ports as well. Power button. Click. Okay, I feel it clicking, so the screen should be coming on in a bit. Low battery, so we have to let it charge. Okay, I'm going to let it charge. I don't know if they shipped it to me with low battery. I mean, it's still clicking, so it might be turning on. It's probably just power cycling, I hope. Still showing low battery. So I'm not sure how long I'm gonna have to let this charge for. Pretty sure everything was installed correctly. Sometimes if this little ribbon is damaged, or that the metal tab isn't lined up correctly, then it's never gonna work. But yeah, we're gonna have to let this charge for a bit and then see if it's gonna come up, because right now it's showing low battery. So I'll let this sit charging for maybe about 30 minutes or so, and then we'll check on it again. Alright. Alright, so as you can see, it finally turned on. And yeah, I need to make sure it works while I unplug the battery, so let's unplug it. And there we go. Okay, so it's working. So we should be good. Let's go ahead now, close this up, flip this over, and get the screen back on. Sorry, I meant the cover, and then for some reason the recording stopped. Anyway, so it has these little tabs. Right now it's flipped upside down, but we had it this way before. Okay, so what we do, we just first slide this, so you got to start a little further back. Oops, make sure you get it the right way. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and slide this up into place. So hold that, slide it in, good. Okay, you want to make sure that both sides are lined up evenly. So if there's a gap, you need to kind of use these little bumps with your thumbs to kind of move it left and right. Once it's good, do some CPR on it. Okay. How come I didn't hear it click on that side? That's weird. Alright, anyways, click everything in. Good. And then we'll just get all those P5 Pentalobe 1.2 screws back in. And we're good to go. Hopefully this video helped you guys out. If it did, again, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. And if it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Again, if you can't help out that way, it would help a lot if you could watch a few of my other videos and then like and comment on those as well, because that's what the algorithm likes to see. Other than that, you're welcome to stay as I get the rest of the screws back in, but that's pretty much it. Alright. Again, longer screws go towards the back where the hinges are, and the shorter ones go to the front. Okay, so I'll get all these in, and that's pretty much it. Alright. Oh, this last screw is the one that's kind of tough. know why that screw is so tough, but it is. Okay. All right, there we go. That's it. Let's drop this spike.